I'm looking forward to this one. Lady, so great to meet you. How are you doing today?
Great.
Good.
Good.
Good. Okay. So I think my first question after watching this film and freaking out was, are you guys nuts?
Yeah. That's a yeah.
Okay, Virginia. Okay, just go there for me because you get the script. There's an audition process. It's pretty lengthy. They're looking for something very specific. You need to know how to climb. You can't be afraid of heights. What was your initial reaction to this? What were you thinking? Virginia, why don't you start?
I read the script and my palms were sweating reading the script. And there's only been a handful of times in my life I've had a physical reaction like that while reading something. And then I was thinking, wow, when audiences see this in a theater, what is this going to do to them? This is exciting. And then we filmed it, it's not CGI, it's not green screen. We were actually on top of a mountaintop, 100 feet off the ground on a tower filming this thing. And when Scott said, I want to do this practically, I was just thrilled by that challenge and thrilled by the physicality that was going to be involved and how audiences would react. And people have had great reactions thus far. And I was so excited by the challenge of doing this film.
Yeah. Okay. So Grace, how about for you? Because take me through the very first time you get there on set and you have to start doing this climb. And then, look, I'm getting nauseous even talking to you girls, honestly.
Well, so first off, we get in these stunt harnesses to be able to be secure and safe to climb up so high. No actors were actually being dropped from 100 feet.
Thank God.
We would not be here to tell the tale. But no, you're getting in this harness and they're tightening it. And it's like the anticipation of just the setup to then climb up, right? Is kind of adrenaline inducing. And then Scott took us up the tower the first time, which was such a beautiful move of his to go, I'm in this with you. Let me show you what I want to do to you. And we climb up to this tower, the three of us on that tiny little pizza-sized platform.
Yeah.
Look at the view. And I was tearing up because it was so beautiful and it felt so immersive. And I went, oh my gosh, we're going to get to act this, but I don't know how much acting is going to be involved because we're actually in it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing as I was watching it because I wasn't sure when I watched it. I didn't read anything beforehand. And so, of course, I'm thinking, oh, clearly they didn't climb like they did a little bit, did it? But then I started to read some information and I'm like, oh my God, these girls are insane. So Virginia, I mean, and kudos to you, kudos, because it does make it more immersive. It makes it more real knowing this, and I want to know, first of all, okay, so you get past that part of it. But clearly the two of you need to bond. Like was there an instant bond with the two of you? How did that all work? Virginia, take that one.
Yeah, I mean, so we were doing some chemistry reads with other actresses beforehand, and Grace reached out to me on Instagram, which isn't like, usually with chem reads, you're not really meant to like work with the actors ahead of time or anything, but Grace was amazing and reached out
in the DMs.
Good for you.
In my DMs. Yeah, and so her and I actually did some rehearsal together, and we kind of already had a little bit of a closer bond than with some of the other actresses because her and I had this like kind of secret little rehearsal on the side. So her and I came in with a touch of chemistry there already, and then before we filmed, Grace came over to my apartment and we had some wine and we just talked about like, look, we're going to have up there. It's the two of us. They would bring us up 100 feet and we'd stay there all day because it would take so long to get us up and down. And it was just the two of us. So we developed a really great trust in each other and a bond. And I had her back, she had my back, and we kept each other safe and sane as much as we could. And you build that camaraderie. It really felt like we were a team.
Yeah. No, and I would think also working on something like this, like, because it's mostly the two of you together, like, I think you're going to, and it's such a unique film and what you guys went through. I think you guys have a bond for life, no?
100%.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We both look at each other and have a little bit of PTSD from it.
Always a little.
Yeah, I can.
We did.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Like seriously, kudos to you because it's even just more impressive knowing that what you put into this. So really, congratulations, honestly. Grace, I want to ask you too, because your character, of course, we find out something really traumatic happens in the beginning. So she's not only just going through this like thrill seeking type of experience, but also you have to experience like grief at such a level that is just like she just cannot get out of it. And I was wondering if you did any kind of research or prep to like not only just to get into that mindset, but feel that kind of level of grief because we go through that with you.
Oh yeah, and grief and loss are so layered and nuanced. I'm a big fan of therapy, so even just being in therapy and learning more about how we emotionally respond to trauma and loss, it's just so crazy and
Yeah.
detailed. And Scott and I we both were visiting some blogs for young widows. Um,
Wow.
the element of her being so young and losing someone so long, like not only was it a traumatic loss, but she's so young. Like they didn't even
Yes.
really get time together that you
Yeah.
would. So yeah, just kind of sitting in that, and I think empathizing and understanding people's stories was a really big part. And what's so wild is when you do kind of dig into loss, it's a lot of like the simple small things that are
Sure.
triggering such massive emotions. So it is this like interesting, like simple place that's so painful.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's really blunt. It's there's not much to it except for that you have lost. You don't have your loved one. It's
Yeah.
it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very sad to be in Becky's shoes, and it was very interesting to be in that mental state and trying to like be mindful that I wasn't just like depressed.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I can just imagine, Virginia, for you, do you see your character as a good friend or somebody who's just selfish?
You know, it's interesting. And I try to make a point of no matter what kind of character I'm playing to not come at it from a judgmental place, but try
Sure.
to come at it from like, how can I find empathy and how can I build this character's life up until this point to where not justify the actions, but at least understand them and come at it from a deep understanding of her and not a judgment. And I think with her, you know, she has built this larger than life, like kind of YouTube persona that we see so frequently in media now.
Yeah,
And a commentary on that as well. And,
for
you know,
sure.
she's
Yeah,
a deeply, you know, flawed and insecure person as well. And she's kind of built this larger than life persona. And at the end of the day, when it's just the two of them up there with no way down and there's no social media, there's no Instagram, there's no distractions, there's no nothing, all of that gets stripped away and she has to be a real person for the first
yeah,
time in a long time. And I think her intentions are good. She sees her friend deeply hurting and struggling and is trying to get her out of her comfort zone again. And, you know, I think it was a challenge, but I wanted to make Hunter not cross the line of being unlikable and their friendship feeling so twisted that
yeah,
you weren't rooting for them anymore. Because
absolutely.
her intentions were legitimate in trying to get Becky out of her funk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And Grace, just to wrap it up, I have to say, if Jeffrey Dean Morgan were playing my dad, I would not ignore his texts and phone calls. Hello, what was it like to work with him?
I mean, you're so right. That is so counterintuitive. And it is kind of a funny dynamic because Ginny and I the whole time are like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, like,
Yeah, love him.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he's a very attractive dad and
Yeah.
very cool. And the heart that he brings to playing
yes,
Becky's dad, it just kind of breaks your heart how badly he just wants her to try again, you
yeah,
know? I'm super
yeah.
close to my dad. So, I mean, he kind of broke my heart a little bit with what he was
I
doing.
know. I know I'm a mom too, but I'm telling you, it was a small role for him, but very impactful
Oh,
and
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
Well,
was like,
listen,
Becky,
you
no.
girls were so good in this movie. I can't even like rave enough about it and your performances, but I just hope your next performances will be just a nice, light, funny comedy. So promise me that.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much, ladies. Have a great weekend.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Bonnie.
Bye.